You want to be an architect?
Maybe a truck driver?
Maybe a realtor?
Something in the medical field?
Huh. Listen to Career Paths Unedited on that.
Thursdays.
Dumbass. Are we on yet?
You're on.
Are we rolling?
You're rolling.
Hey, she already bested it, but it's been a week or two since I've done this, so I got to read my script. Hold on. Welcome to Career Paths. I'm your host, Victor. Oh, see, I already screwed it up.
You did.
All right, let's take 12. Welcome to Career Paths by Infonet. I'm your host, Victor Boudreau. Jeez. Take 12. Oh, wait, we just took 12. Calm down. I'm just excited to see Joel. It's been a while, actually, since I've seen you.
Maybe we should
How long
start
has it
using
been?
a little.
I know, that's, yeah. Okay, here we go. Stop screwing around. Welcome to Career Paths by Infonet. I'm your host, Victor Boudreau. Behind the camera is Mr. Ryan King. Say hello, Ryan.
Hello.
Just kills me every time. I don't know why it's so funny. I'm sad. Our guest today, Joel Stack. Oh, wait. Joel, what was your last name, sir? I screwed everybody's name up on purpose, and now I actually
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I had Peterson a couple weeks ago, and she thought I couldn't screw that one up. I did. I did it on purpose. So. Joel, how are you doing?
Good. Can't complain. I mean, with everything that's going on,
You're alive? Your son's well?
Yep.
And you, before the show started, I think before, you're engaged?
Mhm.
Wow. We'll touch on that here in a minute. Let's see. Let's see. So things are going, overall things are good. Health, family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And obviously you're working, because that's why you're here.
Yep.
On Career Paths, talk about your job, your career,
Yep.
your life. Give me a little background about yourself, as in, how old's your son? 12 now?
No.
Like 5 or 6, isn't he?
He'll be 6 on the 16th of April.
See, I remember.
So it's coming up.
Wow.
Done a little bit of birthday shopping already.
Wow.
So.
Suck up. You're his favorite dad. Sorry. And you're engaged. When you get married?
So she's she's working on her master's degree right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so.
that's why you're marrying her. I get it. Okay, good.
Oh, yep. Sugar mama. No. I actually make more than she does, sadly.
For now. Wait.
So she's a chemical dependency psychologist.
Oh.
That's what she does.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
And how long, you said before the show, high school sweetheart?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So I went to a private Catholic school for a lot of years, and then when my parents got divorced, my dad was like, "Do you even like going to that school?" I was like, "No." It was an hour drive, hour there, hour back.
Was it mom's idea to make you a good son?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how'd that work out?
Of course, mom was like, "Yeah, we need to go to church and all this stuff."
Okay, good for mom.
Love you,
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, love ya. But no, yeah, I had high school 5 minutes away, so I was like, yeah, I'd rather go there. So that's where I met her, because when I was going to private Catholic school, it was completely segregated.
Oh, you had to be
I didn't have class with girls.
You didn't know what girls were kind of.
Yeah, so you can imagine when I got into public school.
What age were you when you got to public?
It was my junior year, so I only did 2 years.
That's all right. You were still
in the public school system.
You're raging.
So I made the most of it.
So you guys dated back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You dated a couple other women in high school, or just her?
Nope, just her.
Wow.
Yep. Small town, small school.
There you
go. Lot of choices.
So can I ask? How'd you reconnect?
Oh, it was New Year's. She was trying to get me to come out to our hometown and celebrate New Year's.
Why was she after you, Joel? She remembers something about you.
Maybe.
Okay, just asking.
But yeah, after a lot of convincing, I drove all the way out there.
Where's that at?
Springdale. So Springdale.
It's not that far.
It's an hour, and it had just snowed too.
All right, well,
so,
put snow in.
Yeah, I mean, my car.
I grew up on the north
I
side.
still managed to put my car in a ditch that night.
Sure.
I can't really go into details.
How much did you drink that night?
Actually, not that much. I was just a little distracted while I was driving.
Never mind. We'll skip over that one.
But yeah, no, we just reconnected after that because after I was just a year older than her.
Okay.
And she graduated. She started going to college at Easter, and we just kind of, I don't know,
Stuff happens. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. We're adults. We're wanted to just do our own thing, and yeah.
It's not a judgment call. I'm not why you guys broke up. Things happen. I mean,
Well, it was
out of
just
high
like
school,
you're figuring, you don't even know who the heck you are
Yeah.
at that point in your life. You're just like,
You
okay.
get out of high school, you're just doing your thing, trying to figure out. She's still in high school. She had a year to go, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
things happen.
Yep. That was when I started working at GameStop.
And that's where I met you at.
Yep.
Years ago.
Yeah, because I opened the Shadle store, and then I transferred to Airway Heights, and then I got promoted and transferred to Northtown.
As the assistant manager.
No, that was third Keith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Keith was the ASM.
Okay.
Back when Keith was around.
Yes. Oh, I know Keith. I've reached out to him to be on the show too.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Well, I hadn't seen you. See, this is what I do. I go through a lot of our guests. The majority so far have been people I know.
Right.
I obviously know a few people.
Yeah. I wasn't really gonna wander into your store. So. Oh, I'd see you at Just Sports
Yeah. I still do that.
for all
do
my
that once in-
jersey needs.
Yes, still do that once in a while. It's been a while, but yes.
At Northtown.
Yes,
Yeah, because there's one at the Valley, right?
there is.
Yeah. That's right.
Used to be one in Coeur d'Alene. I know, right?
Has it stayed busy? Is it?
Not as much during the holidays. Now he's interviewing me. What the heck, Joe? Good job. So yeah, it was
It's been a long time, so you'll have.
Yeah,
to
it's all good. Well, we're entertaining the folks. They're going, what the? Because we do have, once again, have history, good history. I mean,
Yeah.
Joel walks up, and I give him a hug. It's been a couple of years, I think, since I saw you. I don't even remember when it
I
had
can't
to
even.
be.
I can't even recall the last time.
It had to be in the mall.
I think so.
Had to be the mall.
Yep.
There's a mall in Spokane, Washington. We've spent too much time there.
Yeah, the stores that are left.
Yeah, it's yeah. It's not Walmart. Did I say that?
No.
Okay. How age? Just how old are you roughly? You don't have to give exacts. I guess the older we get.
The old dirty 30s coming up.
Nice to be young again.
Yep.
All right, so let's cut to the chase here. What do you do for a career now? Since you worked at GameStop at one time.
Well, so my longest running career that I had was with Zoomies.
That's
So
right.
do you remember when I
I
worked there?
do, because you left GameStop to went to Zoomies.
So Zoomies originally, I mean, it was just like an out for me. I didn't really see it as a career.
Right.
I just wanted out of GameStop. So I got offered a full-time position there because I was doing both. I mean,
Right.
shoot, I could remember Black Friday. I think I worked like 29 hours or something.
Wow. Okay, you
ridiculous.
have me beat. I've done those where I split between the two.
Right, and all I had to do was walk downstairs.
Well, me too. I went
So-
from down the hall.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, it wasn't originally supposed to be something that I stuck with, but I ended up getting the store offered to me a couple of years into my career there.
Right.
And it was a really good company to work for, but my biggest pitfall was free time, because it was a salary job.
That's what works. That's management.
Yeah. So, first 3 years of my son's life, I barely got to spend any time with him. So, I was just like, this isn't really working for me. So, I moved on to cell phones.
Okay.
So, I was working for a company called PQH Wireless and running a couple of different stores, actually. There was the North Division location, Wandermere, and then Deer Park.
That's where we talked at one time too.
Yep.
Okay, keep going.
So, but that was also not that great of a company to work for, unfortunately.
Live and learn.
So, after that, I started getting into the trade work because once COVID happened, retail was just kind of like out the door. I mean, and I'm just kind of sitting there thinking to myself, I've got like a decade of experience in management when it comes to retail, but do I want to keep doing this?
Right.
Is there an end game here? Probably not, because am I going to have a job? Am I not going to have a job? I didn't want that uncertainty.
Nowadays, it's almost any situation, but some are worse than others.
Yeah.
Just from what I'm aware of. But
Exactly. So I didn't want to gamble with that, because who wants to have that,
are you trying to plan out your future? How dare you?
Possibly.
How dare
I don't know
you?
what I'm doing.
That's what happens when you become a father, trying to be responsible.
Right.
Whatever.
I mean, everything you have to worry about on a day-to-day basis is, do you want to add that kind of stress? You don't want to be laying in bed at night thinking about that, not being able to fall fall asleep. So, plus just working in retail. I mean, you're working holidays. You know, you're working weekends. Like, once I started working, you know, early in the morning, Monday through Friday, not having to like answer to corporate America, basically, I was like, I'm on board. I'm sold with this. Plus, wages starting out were so much higher too. It's like working in anything retail. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and then you got to work your way up. But
so where'd you go from? Okay, so you were working. I'm jumping. When the pandemic hit, you weren't working for a short time, correct?
yeah, I was not working for a little while, but my old coworker from PQH Wireless started a private contracting company.
Okay, and that was in Seattle?
Nope, that was here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I just did that like little
right.
for several weeks.
Right,
just,
right. I'm
just
just
in
trying to
between.
clarify where you were going, just
Sure.
tracking so the listeners and
Yeah, yeah.
viewers know where.
Yeah, just and once I got into that, it was yeah, I was like, I mean, trade works, it's safe.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
If you want something that's gonna be around, trade works where it's at.
That's what
and I
Ryan's-
can't stress that enough
That's
because
what Ryan's done. He's contracting. He's done.
well, I feel like there's a stigma.
Oh,
you
there
know?
is. Unless you go to college these days, but a lot of our guests don't go to college. Mr. King, would you concur?
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
I mean,
So, did you go to college at all?
No.
Okay. See, once again, that answer. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. Hold on. Almost there. God, see, this takes the process. School process. Okay. So there. Sorry.
you can flick them at the camera.
I'm not that good. I've been doing that.
No?
Yeah, sometimes.
You gotta get some heavy duty ones.
Well,
with some
that's
weight
why
to 'em.
the size matters because I've had a couple of different sizes. Hold on.
Mm.
See, this one should flip a little bit better. Yeah, see?
There you go.
No one's asked me about that on camera, so. So anyway,
But yeah, no. When it comes to trade work, for the longest time, I didn't think plumbers made that good money.
my oldest brother is a
I
plumber.
had-
He's the foreman, so yeah, on
I
his
had
stuff.
kind of an idea of the type of money that an electrician made, or even just a general laborer when it came to just construction companies. Like my brother, for example, that's what he does.
Is it?
He works for Cobra, so he actually helped build
Okay.
the Amazon plant up by Geiger.
Yep.
So
We've had several. With real quick shout out to Mike Anthony, AGC, because they do the trade stuff, and there's trade all sorts of. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of guys we've actually had my cousin on who does concrete, and he had to.
Yep,
he
I've done
worked in the winter.
concrete work. I mean, you name it. I've done a little bit of everything.
So what'd you
last
start
year.
doing? Were you Mr. Handyman before doing any of this? Because I suck. That's why I have Ryan.
So, I grew up in Puyallup, and we moved over here when I was about 8,
Mhm.
and we bought 40 acres and we built a house.
Mhm.
And that's
So-
where I started to kind of pick up on these things. Was my dad taught
There you
me.
go.
a
But you
lot of
listened to
what
your
we did.
dad? My dad tried to teach me, but
I mean, I was young, so I didn't have a lot of interest in it, unfortunately.
Right, yeah,
I mean,
thank
I
you.
didn't really have a choice. He was
Right.
like, "You're helping me," so I was
Oh,
like,
we got
"All right."
that.
But yeah, no, I mean, and it was a years long project because it just kind of felt like we'd get done with one thing and they'd be like, "I have a great idea.
There's
We
always
should
something-
we should do this."
Mhm.
You know, so now it's like a compound. you can imagine. I mean,
Is Dad still up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, he retired from Boeing a couple of years ago.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I mean, he keeps himself busy though. He's done some concrete work for a couple of different companies out
wow.
there. We do hay every year,
Mhm.
so there's
Animal-
always
animal-
that.
Animals up there,
Um,
or just growing the hay?
just pets. Yeah, we never did any kind of livestock. We had a pig once, and
See, we did. Yeah, I went from. I'm sorry, interrupting, but I didn't realize we had certain things parallel, kind of. Because I went from the Air Force, where we're on base, where there's everything, movie theater, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
pool, to out towards Deer Park,
uh-huh.
and there started out with 5 to 20 acres, cows, pigs, because that's where my mom and my dad. Me, on the other hand. Anyway, so back to you.
But yeah, no, that's how I started to kind of learn how to do a little bit of everything.
So what'd you start doing for your buddy just to get out and to start working
The
locally?
majority of the work that we did was flooring. We did drywall. His dad actually, he owns Zola downtown.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never been
the
there.
bar.
But yes, I've never been there, but
But he just over the years owning an establishment, he just picked up a lot of skills with plumbing and electrical.
Oh yeah, you have to.
So he wasn't necessarily certified, but he was really good.
Sometimes you can learn stuff without.
Well, I
Right.
mean, just he does work locally all over the place, and
Nose guy.
yeah, I mean,
Knows a lot of people.
it was just really. It was nice to have somebody who you could just call, and he could just
Oh,
show
yeah.
up, and he could just do the job, and we were just done with it pretty much. So,
So he liked you?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, good old Steve. Great guy.
Okay. I once again I gotta make it. God, it's just so easy picking on Joel. I'm sorry, it's been a while, but
Yeah,
So
so we
we
got to
go-
catch up, don't you?
yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, so I did that for the better part of a year, and unfortunately, with everything going on with COVID and a small business just starting out,
Hurts.
he couldn't keep it going, unfortunately, and that's when I moved on to Titan.
Okay, so I don't think we actually went to what you're doing now exactly. What is your job title?
It's basically I'm just like a warehouse associate, and that's pretty much it's a
Is that-
small group of
Is
guys.
it your title? And the company you work for is?
Titan Trucking.
And Titan Trucking Supplies.
They do a ton of stuff. I mean, recreational.
Okay.
They do like utility vehicles, so towing, a Vista, construction. I mean, you name it. Anything heavy duty commercial, they do it. And they supply everything that you would need for that.
Okay.
And it's even something as simple. I mean, all the car dealerships around the area, like Bedliners, for example.
Wow.
Um,
See, I don't know what you do, so I'm or what Titan does exactly. So I'm actually asking for
Well,
myself to
and-
clarify.
It's stuff for like the general public too. So I mean, just think of like WeatherTech floor mats, for example.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've
Yep.
got those up the wazoo. or like vent visors, or
Wow.
like headache racks for pickups,
Right.
for the back windshield, cargo racks.
You guys do it. Wow, okay.
We carry everything Yakima.
So, where do you deal out of Spokane yourself? Are you,
Yeah.
or do you have to deal with any requirements to do with Yakima or any other, or just pretty much out of Spokane is where you base your what you do?
Yeah, it's a lot of local shipping. We'll ship outside the Pacific Northwest, but for the most part, it's a lot of regular customers
Right.
buying in bulk.
Mhm.
So I see a lot of the same dealerships pop up.
That's not a bad thing. Get trust.
Mechanic shops, stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty much anything you could imagine putting on a pickup aftermarket,
Okay.
they carry it.
So, what do you do, and how does this work when you? Once again, I don't know. I'm being honest. Do you answer a phone, or do you have to sketch? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, so I handle our shipping. So if we get an order, so there's a showroom up front,
Okay.
and then there's the warehouse in back.
Mhm.
There's an equipment side for installation,
There you go.
and then we have the yard that separates the two.
Okay.
So everything big that we can't fit inside, so like bedliners, for example, or anything bulk that's just overstock that we can't get
Sure.
inside,
Sure.
just stays out in the yard.
Sure.
But yeah, we get an order that'll come through from a salesman that works in the showroom,
Okay.
and they basically will send it to our printer.
Right, and that's
Printer.
where you take over.
Yep, printer
Okay.
printer spits out the order, pull that. It's got a location, part number, quantity, all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and then you just go hunt it down, bring it back, package it up if it needs to be.
Right. What did you-
Incoming freight, so run forklift.
Yep. Been there, done that one.
Yep, deal with the weather. All this rain's been fun. Jeez, when it hailed the other day.
Yeah, that was nice. I was
No, it was not nice.
I wasn't working, so it was nice.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring you with me to work.
I was out this morning over in Coeur d'Alene, and it was wind. Oh my goodness!
It's
I got snowed on twice today.
Wow.
Just very lightly, but it was
Okay.
snowing on me. And I'm like,
huh.
what?
Yeah.
So you like the weather? You're lucky it's not snowing right now. Permanently. Usually,
No,
mean,
I
they-
did miss that. I did miss that from my hire date and everything. So luckily, I haven't had to deal with the snow yet.
Yet. It'll come.
I'm not looking forward to the heat
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
because my job does require me to move anything from 60 to 400 pounds.
Yeah, but if you got a forklift and you got a pallet jack and
You can't really use the forklift. We've got a stand-up forklift, but it only gets you so far. And right now, I mean, so they anticipated that they were not going to have as much business when COVID happened. General consensus, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
everybody-
using your common sense, like everything's kind of hitting the fan right now.
right.
Our business is probably going to drop off.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the case at all.
You guys
So-
increased.
Well, think about it. You can't go anywhere and do anything. So what are you going to do? Cool.
Once again, I don't.
I'm gonna buy a. You know, have you seen those tents that you can put on top of your SUVs or your pickups and stuff? We carry all that kind of stuff, or winches,
Wow.
off-road, all kinds of off-road stuff. We, until recently, just started carrying tires and wheels, so that's another thing that we go through like crazy.
Wow.
So just, yeah, I mean, people couldn't go do anything, so their answer was to go do stuff outside.
Or home
Tractor
improvement.
sales went
Tractor
through
sales.
the
That's
roof.
right.
Yep.
We had a guest on a couple times now, John. That tractor sales, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So wow.
But yeah, no, and that was the reason why they hired me, was they needed somebody. They kind of need, like, I pull parts, but I'm still in the process of training to do a lot of different things.
Sure.
So right now my job is kind of, it's on the up, pretty much. It's just one thing at a time.
Right. It takes a while.
Is where I'm at.
Obviously, you're taking in a lot of information to do what you need that needs
Absolutely.
to get done.
Yeah, and it's just it is really nice to work for a local company, because I've only ever worked for corporate companies.
The bigger ones?
I mean, well, besides the general contracting that I was doing.
Right.
But it is really nice to work for a company that's still locally owned. So,
So you
Aren't they? Don't you guys have stores in? Like,
there's
quite a few
Nelson
states?
Trucking, which is technically the original company name, and then Titan started in '86. So it's like 34 years.
They start out of Spokane.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
They don't have locations in other towns, or
They're called Nelson Trucking.
Oh,
So
Only in the
there's
other
there's
towns, then?
one in Portland, and then there's one in the Seattle area somewhere. I'm trying to think. I think it's in Kent. Yeah, it's in Kent.
they advertise it on the radio, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
Yep.
And
Billboards.
Yeah, yeah.
Got the big bright yellow.
I don't know if I've seen that, but I just remember hearing Titan truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Look at that. I actually knew where you were at without knowing where you were
Sure.
at.
But yeah, no, they needed more help. So it was actually a friend of mine who recommended me to the position.
Nice.
He works in installation and fabrication.
There you go.
So he welds.
You knew a guy.
Yeah, my friend
Does he work
Chris.
for Titan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he welds. He does
Chris.
installations. I've known him for a long time, but he actually posted on Facebook, anybody who was looking for a good company to work for. My work is hiring, so I hit him up, and I think I was hired within a week
Wow.
or
Good for
something.
you.
So
Wow.
yeah.
So you buffaloed him. Good job.
yeah, you stuck with me now.
All right, so we kind of know what you do. Let's go through a typical day. What's your task, like your hours, and anything else that, once again, the idea is to give information to somebody that might want to do what you do or be, so what do you,
Sure.
what's it start out? What's your day start out?
Start of the day is basically just check the printer to see how big of a Bible you got waiting for you.
Shipping orders or
'Cause,
whatever.
Yeah, cutoff is 4:30 in the afternoon for us. Anything that comes in after that, we just leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, a lot of our local shipping companies are going to be picking up a lot of their orders. So, but the start of the day is
What time do you get in, basically?
like 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 8, and
8
get off at
o'clock.
like 6.
Okay.
So, but yeah, start of the day is just kind of evaluate where we're at in the day to see what we have for orders. And then we can kind of gauge where to go from there, because there's always different projects that need to be done.
Sure.
So depending on how many orders have come through, whether or not we're going to be able to put up a lot of product that's come in, because that's been kind of
stocking.
yeah.
Thank
that's
you.
that's been sort of the problem, and another reason why they hired me was they're so they're getting so much business.
Right.
They had such an influx of product, they can't get it put away fast enough.
It makes it harder for pulling for orders and making things.
Yeah, because our aisles would get like really clogged, and I mean, you're talking like truck bed covers that weigh like 80 pounds a piece, that are like 8 feet long and like 4 feet tall. I mean, it's just one of those things, and I mean, you get a pallet of 10 of them.
Wow.
And then we get in one order that gets dropped off. Typically, I don't know, like 3 or 4 pallets. Just from that one
That's
brand.
A little bit of footage of product.
Yeah, exactly. Or grill guards.
Oh,
Grill guards is a big one. I mean, they're just awkward, and the packaging is just, I mean, yeah. But yeah, once we've kind of figured out what we got for orders to start out for the day, knock those out.
Mm-hmm.
Usually by noon, we're caught up.
And you have a couple guys that work with you that
Yeah,
in the
so
warehouse.
There's the warehouse manager. So he's got an office in the center-ish.
Mm-hmm.
We also do will calls, so people can purchase our product
Right.
on our website, or they can go into the showroom, and salesmen can, sell them on something for their vehicle. Just because a lot of the times people order product for like the wrong year of their pickup, or not the right part. So a lot of times will go into the showroom so they can get the proper direction and product knowledge.
Okay.
And then they swing around to our will call and just hit a buzzer. We got a little window. Just come up to and grab their invoice and go grab their product for them. So there's still customer interaction with us, which is nice. Because
you're a social guy.
Well, as much as I dog on like working retail and stuff, I've always been a people person.
Yeah. But once again, a lot of customers, as you said, are repeat customers. They're contractor people you get to know. So it's not just. But the new ones.
Well,
sometimes
and
are the fun
if
ones.
you're not a people person, it's pretty short conversations. Here's what I need. Go get it for me. All right, here's your stuff, sir. Bye. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
You don't really have to. Yeah, you don't have to small talk with them like you do in retail. There's no ground you have to break with them. There's no rapport.
Right.
If you want to, I mean, that's just how I am.
I do, obviously.
Yeah.
I enjoy engaging.
Yeah, I mean, I could, if I wanted to, I could just go grab their stuff and just, here you go.
And there are some people out there.
Yeah, but no, I'm nosy and curious, and I gotta get to know people, so.
I agree.
Making connections pays off. It always does.
You know a guy. See, that's what am I saying. There's a reason why I say that.
Yep.
Because I know a guy.
Yep. So besides that, I mean, it's just, yeah. Once the afternoon rolls around and we all get our lunches knocked out, then we get another big wave, usually around like 2:30 or 3. The printer's just absolutely going nuts.
Mm-hmm. I've kind of done what I've kind of, but yeah, I've done in a situation where it was irrigation product.
Sure.
In a store, but we did everything.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of which. That's why.
Yeah.
Now that I know what you kind of do.
But yeah, then it's just kind of scrambling for the rest of the day. So. Try to get as much done as possible before cutoff hour, and then just make sure everything's
a lot of paperwork or computer work on your end.
Not so much. Looks like DOS kind of.
Yeah, I'm not a computer guy.
It's like what you would see at the library.
I'm just talking about you having to sit and go.
Not really.
There's a lot of guys that there's people.
So every customer's order has an invoice
number.
So all you do is type it in, hit enter, and we've got a label printer. You literally just hit Control F12 for how many quantities of items are on the order, and it just spits out the shipping labels and just peel and stick.
Okay.
Yep.
So
pallets is like the only thing that's going to be a little bit different. If we've got a big order going to, let's say, Montana, so Montana Air comes and picks up everything in bulk, so we just build a pallet and we just shrink wrap it, and just load it onto the truck with a forklift. But everything local, it all sits standalone. So, and that's the other thing too, is they use primarily local shipping companies. So I mean,
local guys.
Well, the average person, when you think shipping, you think FedEx or UPS or USPS. All the main ones that come to mind.
The national, worldwide.
Yeah, those kinds, and we use FedEx if we're shipping, further away, which doesn't
Right.
happen very often. But it is cool to see that, and I had never even heard of some of these shipping companies before.
There's
So, like,
Hubert.
Hubert Action,
See?
H&H,
Yep.
Base and X. There's just a local one for Spokane. I
We're
never
giving
had.
shout outs for local shipping. So check them
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
Give the local guys a shot.
And they stay busy. They really do. So.
Oh, I remember Hubert, they were out of like Coeur d'Alene area or out of Moscow when they first started, at least. This was years ago.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen them grow.
Yeah.
You take care of your customers. And
They go really far north too. I mean, like Colville, Kettle Falls.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Hubert Action handles like a lot of like southern areas. Yeah. All good guys too.
Yeah.
Hard workers.
They care.
They get a little bit of attitude if we've got something big for them to take.
You just
And-
smile at them and go, come on, guys.
Well, it's even worse too if we don't give them a heads up.
Well, yeah.
That's actually not my job. So when they get angry, I'm like, it's his fault.
Yell at him,
Not
don't
me.
you?
Nope. Because they're not pulling huge semi trucks or anything.
No,
I mean,
they're
they're
smaller
small.
trucks.
Well, they're not
Yeah.
like small by any means, but small enough to where if they've got 2 or 3 pallets worth of stuff,
Yeah,
they're going to be a little pissed
Yeah,
if you don't
yep.
give them a heads up.
Yep.
So, yeah. All in all, the job is not complicated. It's pretty physically demanding, but I mean, as long as you're not old or out of shape.
Could you leave me out of this on both those? Jesus.
Yeah, not that bad. I mean, you're definitely tired by the end of the day. I've been sleeping like a baby lately.
Wait till you get older, you young man.
No.
It gets worse. It gets worse if you keep trying to do the physical stuff. Sometimes I won't even go there. What do you dislike about your career that you're doing right now?
I don't necessarily dislike anything, I'd say.
So the trick question is, what do you like about what you're doing? One specific, what do you enjoy? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Well, for one thing, like I said before, it's really rewarding to work for a company that's local. It means a lot to contribute to something that's been around a long time, and it's.
And the owners know who your name?
The owners technically would be from Nelson, so I don't think any of them are local. So we just have a general manager. His name's Dave. Super nice guy.
Dave, you're a super nice guy. Thanks.
Yep. And
so you're gonna have to tell you guys are working. We're talking about you.
Yep. But yeah, you just everybody remembers each other's names just like that, and it feels like a family type of thing.
Right.
Everybody gets along. Because you know how some jobs can be. They've
Yes,
got
I
the
do.
Workplace
BS.
and drama.
Yep. I've always tried to skip because I don't have time. I just smile.
It's just and yeah, that's probably one of the biggest pluses about that job, because that kind of crap, it's just
You already have enough things on your plate to deal with.
it's just
crap.
it just makes the job like you can't even enjoy it. And I enjoy everybody I work with. I'm the youngest guy in the warehouse.
Wow. So
Most
you're the
everybody
punk.
there is.
And they listen to you?
They're above 40, I'd say.
They listen to you?
Well, I mean,
If they pretend to, at least.
I'm the new guy, so.
So are you nice and going, I'm your boss, but are you their boss technically? No. Oh, I see.
No,
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I'm still in the training process.
So you're nobody. You're just the young kid.
Yeah.
We need to help you're special. We'll help the young kid out. So that's
Yep.
probably their thought process.
So the yard manager, he's been there like 25 years or
Wow.
something like that, almost as long as they've been in existence as a company. And he was by far the hardest person to get to know because he's really quiet and kind of grouchy. But as soon as we started talking about IPAs, so IPA
you
guy,
found your way through.
and he's really into 80s rock and roll. I mean, he's got a radio next to his desk.
He's living in Spokane all his life, or most of his life?
You know, I don't know so much about his personal life.
You'll have to ask
because-
him, please, because then you ask if he used to go out to bars and stuff back in the day.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
You understand where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. But yeah, he's usually got 98.9 all day, every day,
Yep.
cranked up.
Yep.
So, and
What's his name?
Terry.
Terry.
Yep.
80s rock and roll.
Yep. I'm all about it.
You could go worse with some of the newer. Oh, I didn't say that. Just my opinion.
Well, I mean, I'm picky on what I like.
I'm not judging you. I wasn't commenting on you. I'm just there's some of the stuff I kind of heard for a second. What was that? I'm older, but
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's different when you see it live.
what? Okay, okay.
I mean, I guess you could say that about any band, but yeah, it's 80s rock and roll has a huge. I mean, it's my childhood pretty much.
I see. That's where I'm going with. I'm talking about the new stuff. That's you can hear on.
See, my oldest sister was the one who got me started on new age rock and roll. I don't think she listens to any of the hardcore stuff that I listen to because
I'm going more the like the zoo or that kind of music, the bebop and rap.
no,
That's where I'm going
no.
with. I rock and roll.
You're talking about okay.
That's
no.
okay. I'm sorry. Let me
No.
clarify. Some of the music that's put out today, that's pop.
No.
Okay, thank you.
So you mean modern day country?
I can't stand country. I personally can't. I don't know what the twang of the guitar.
I listened to Garth Brooks and
He was rock and roll though. He's a rock and roller underneath. He is. Check it out.
from his roots, like
Yes, he's a rock and roll guy.
well, yeah, but he's all. I mean, he still sang country.
He was a rock and roll guy that turned to country. I like Garth Brooks in general. I've never seen him live. Series good, but he did a solo album under a different name. Oh, I can't think of what it was. Can you think of Garth Brooks rock and roll album? Technically he's a rock and roll guy that does country. I'm not saying he's not a country guy, but his roots are rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one I know. There's some of the other guys I can't handle the twang. I don't. My parents liked it. My girlfriend likes it. I can't do it. I've played a couple of Garth Brooks songs just because when you play music, you play music.
Yeah.
So there you go. Shout out to. And I saw Kiss like a week before the pandemic started last year. Kiss down in L.A.
So my last concert.
Huh? Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines. Thank you. Chris Gaines. Garth Brooks. Chris Gaines. Thank you. Our technical advisor.
My last concert that I saw was Iron Maiden at the Tacoma Dome when they were doing the Book of Souls tour. So I took my dad there for Father's Day.
Wow. Dad likes rock and roll.
I had never seen. I'd never been to the Tacoma Dome to see anybody play before. So
It's kind of a.
it was. I couldn't freaking believe it. It was just. I didn't know that it was all wood.
I don't remember. I saw Rolling Stones there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, years ago. So Iron Maiden. So you're talking about the venue itself was the way it was made.
Oh yeah, no. It's. I mean, just once you're inside of it, you're just like, holy cow, this is incredible.
It's been there for a while.
Which is funny too, because my dad actually told me a story about one of the first times he went anywhere with my mom. They went to see AC/DC there. And this is a long time before, like, big-time security checks were a thing, and somebody shot a firework into the ceiling and caught it on fire, I guess. So I thought it was hilarious when Bruce Dickinson said, no fireworks.
Heads up.
So,
I saw Iron Maiden with Dream Theater outdoor over on the coast. Can't remember the outdoor arena over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Dream Theater. I was a little irritated though. So when Avenged Sevenfold's drummer passed away, Dream Theater's drummer helped fill in for the rest of their tour, and then they replaced him.
It happens. Well, it happens.
I guess I don't know.
It happens. Yeah. I've had to fire or have people. Yeah. It's not personal. Sometimes it's business.
Yeah. No, I guess that makes sense. But.
So current jobs, and before this one, you went from. You haven't had many jobs overall, have you?
No, I worked for Zoomies for 8.5 years.
So your first job out technically was out of high school was
Gabe's Up.
Wow, that's okay. Yeah, you have like 3-4 situations now. Wow, that's not bad.
Yep. And I'm not dogging. Like if you work in retail currently and you enjoy it,
so
good for you, because it takes a special person to actually stick with retail, because like I said, it's demanding. It's very invading on your home life. I mean,
it can be.
Everything.
I do it fun. I've done it forever for fun, and it's part time. I do it because I enjoy it. It doesn't bother me because but I'm not management for a reason. I've had people go, "Oh, you're the manager here because I'm the old guy." It's like, no, shut up, shut up. I said, "No, I'm not," because I've been management before, and it's like I know what it takes, but I do it for fun. I enjoy it. So I understand that.
Yeah, and a part of me does miss it. Like I was very competitive in sales. That was the thing that got my store handed to me. Was the year that I got offered the store was at the event. We did an event in Colorado up in Keystone. It's called 100K. So it was basically a year-end celebration for how well we did for sales.
And who came in? Who they bring in for this? I mean, a salesman or
So
staff?
it's basically the top 10,000 people in the company.
Wow. Okay.
If you're a store manager, you're guaranteed a store manager or above.
Okay.
If you're like a district or area manager,
I'm just
or
clarifying
regional.
who got invited to this from the corporate situation.
Yeah.
And how many.
So basically, to qualify to go, you had to sell over $100,000 in product.
Okay.
And as that number increased, once it went over that threshold, you could either get guaranteed if you were in the top 150 or so.
Okay. That makes sense.
Or it was really more like 500, but they had tiers inside of that. So they had top 150.
Okay.
So top 150 got a lot of different things given to them. Like you got a huge bag and all kinds of goodies and
Right.
stuff. And then there's top 40. And top 40 is what everybody strove for, because when you're top 40, I mean, they're giving away vacations and all kinds of stuff. And the year that I went, I was 37. I barely squeaked by.
Show
But,
off.
I mean, I'm competing against freaking Mall of America and New York stores.
And you were in Spokane.
Yeah. So I sold close to 2 million in product.
Not
that
bad
year.
for you.
So. How were your pre-order and
I don't
and
care.
Power Rewards card
As
percentages?
you know, I don't care. That's the thing, is I don't care. I'm not in competition. I've done this. I played that game. There's things I can share with you. There was a place I worked at oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a commission added to oh yeah.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Well,
but
I did actually make a commission on top of my wage with Zoomies. That was a really nice thing.
money's good. I've been there.
Oh,
I've done
yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
don't.
They
That's
tax
why I
you
do
like
the,
crazy on it, but
why I do the retail for fun, and it's not. I'm not in competition.
well, it's nice to have an incentive.
Yeah, there's none. At least
No.
we're doing, but I do those for fun because I enjoy the people.
Yeah.
So,
No.
so don't be talking to me about how much I sell. Go ahead. You son.
Yeah, no, I mean, and if I didn't have, a kid or
yeah.
anything like that,
Yeah.
I probably would have stayed with Zoomies just because, I mean, it's...
Yeah, but the kid's more important, man.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, I mean...
I know you know
like
that.
I said, yeah, first 3 years of his life, I was just working so much, so...
Gives you perspective for the rest of his life.
Yeah, no kidding. I was actually having that same conversation with my boss at Titan. He's like, having this conversation with my son, and he would try to recall a memory or something that they did together, and he was like, no, actually, you weren't there for that. And he was like, oh, shoot, yeah, I was working a bunch. So it's like...
You obviously have to work to make money, to take care of the responsibilities.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you have to enjoy life.
Well, I mean, what's the point?
You
You can make all the money in the world, but
I know people
if
that-
you don't have any free time and you can't enjoy yourself,
Huh.
I don't know.
I'm the old guy with perspective. I've shared stuff on the show already.
Yeah.
I've had a good time.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I can be a workaholic sometimes. I mean,
But
every time they've offered overtime, I've worked it every single time.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know. Having that extra little bit in the paycheck's always nice. At least until the weather gets nicer. Then I'm gonna be like, nope, sorry,
So-
going Coeur d'Alene.
So, money income, you do all right?
Yeah.
We don't need benefits, 401, health insurance, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Part of the situation.
I actually just finalized setting up my Aflac.
I've heard of that. There's that duck or something. Or
It's basically disability or accident insurance.
Right.
So working in retail, what am I gonna do? Drop a shoebox on my
Jake-
foot?
Jake-
Like,
could happen.
yeah, throw my back out. No, I was like, yeah, I should probably sign up for this just because it was only $22 a month. Okay, yeah, that's a smart thing to do would be to do that if I'm running forklifts and moving super heavy stuff around.
Yeah, it might. Trust me, you'll get older. Wait.
Yeah. Well, and it works for in and outside work.
No,
It's 24 hours.
Oh.
So my boss, he does vintage trial, like dirt bike, not racing, but it is racing, but not on a track.
Okay.
It's like really rocky terrain and stuff like that, and he broke his ankle doing that.
Ouch.
So when I first got hired, he's on the scooter with his boot on and everything. He's off the scooter finally and onto crutches, but he was telling me about how he's like, yeah, I got a big payout and everything for it, and covered, you know, all this physical therapy is paid for and whatnot.
So would this cover your mental therapy?
You know,
Throw that one in there.
yeah, that's what I have you for, Vic. I know you live now. I'm gonna come bug you.
Well, you got to catch me. Yeah, sometimes
I don't think that's
on the go. Yeah, well, you know, oh God, I got a stalker again.
So besides those benefits and stuff, is there other perks to working there?
Yeah, obviously there's an employee discount, so if I want anything from there, I believe it's 15% off, which when you're talking stuff like that, it doesn't sound like a lot percentage-wise, but that, and then, if I need anything installed or work on, like the guys in the shop, yeah. So.
You know, guy.
Yep.
Well, your buddy Chris, Chris. Takes your, right?
Yeah.
See?
Yep.
I paid attention this one
Yeah,
time.
he'd be the first one I'd go over there and bug, because I don't really know anybody over there quite yet. Every now and again, so if I need more like raw materials, like parts for vehicles, so like brake rotors, for example, we've been sending brake rotors like crazy to the Spokane Police Department. So I have to go to equipment side to get all that stuff for like clutches or drivetrains or, you know, exhausts.
Because that's where they carry that stock?
Yeah.
Thank you. Just clarifying.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, they're as local as it gets.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yep.
So a couple things. Big question of the day. What did you want to be when you were growing up as a kid?
I wanted to drive trains. I wanted to be a conductor.
Really?
That was when I was a little kid.
Well, this is I have on here cowboy, astronaut, fireman.
Or cooking.
Chefing?
Yeah, I looked into going to like culinary arts school.
Yep.
My God, it's expensive to go to anywhere notable. So I was looking at the Seattle Art Institute, and I went and toured it. And I mean, every cuisine you learned how to cook, you would go to that country. So you can imagine how much the tuition would be.
Yeah.
A lot.
Wow.
And then, that was when I was, I think, my junior or senior year or something. And I started looking into more, you know, what kind of money you make as a chef. And it's just, I mean, if you're going to pay that kind of money to get an education, it's always so important to consider what you're going to get out of it. Because it's an investment. It really is. And
Thank you. We're not arguing. We're that's part of the theme
well,
of the show.
Nicole, my fiance, she goes to Eastern, and she's doing their master's program.
That's cheap,
I was like, I learned just how much debt it just takes to go to school, and I'm like, geez, that's so much money, and it doesn't, unfortunately, pay as good as it should. Which is ridiculous, because how important of a role that she has. I mean, so many people suffer from drug addiction and alcohol. I mean, and right now even too.
Yeah, mental
so
health.
many people just got bored and just turned to alcohol because they don't have anything else better to do. You know, even myself, I noticed I would like go stop every now and again and, you know, pick up a fifth of this or that, or, you know, grab a case of beer, because it was just, I mean, I couldn't go to the bar anymore.
And get drunk, and so you stay home and get drunk?
Yeah. I have a beer pong table. I can just put it out in the back, and I can see all downtown. It's really, really nice in the summertime. It's getting to be that time of year again.
It is.
My neighbor is actually a chef. He just switched restaurants. Can't remember where he said he works at. He was working at the Italian kitchen, but now he works at a much higher end restaurant that's newer-ish. I think they've been in Spokane a couple of years now. But him and his fiance moved up here from California. She's a paralegal.
Oh, wow.
She wanted to go to Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's cheap.
Yep, they moved up here, and yep.
Yeah, a lot of people have to understand, popping in for Mike Anthony at AGC, that there's trade schools instead of, because not everybody's cut out to be a doctor, the school thing, not knocking it is, but there's expense on, I remember when school, at least when I was growing up, it was for education, not for, whoops, there I go spilling, not for just they're making money in business.
Sure.
they're in business these days. It seems. Maybe I'm wrong. Teach me if I'm wrong.
Well, there's just not enough work. I mean, there's so much work to go around, and
But people got to look into the trades. That's what my point again. That's what you see.
with everything that's going on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and the opportunities are endless, and I mean, a lot of these places beforehand, where you would have had to pay for your own education,
Mm-hmm.
they'll pay for all of it.
Just gotta look for it.
So
On
and
job training.
yeah, it's you have to work for a couple of years. You know, you get your journeyman's.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hundreds of hours that you got to put in,
That's
but
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other thing that you got to consider is, you know, you go to college and you're paying this tuition, that cuts into your income.
Correct.
Because you got to focus on your education. And I'm not dogging on going to college.
Just
if that's
some
what you want to
information.
do, that's good. It's just some of the things that the short amount of time that I've been on this planet, you know, I'm still young, but these are the kinds of things that I wish I would have been taught in high school. I mean, they take you to these job fairs and show you all these careers you can do where, you know, college education's required,
Correct.
which, great. But they don't tell you about the finer details and, you know, the things that you really need to consider, which is, do I want to spend 4 to 6 years of my life
Or longer.
or longer, depending on what it is that you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and pay the money and put all of the time and energy in, you know, your schoolwork and all that. It's a little easier now with everything being at home.
Kinda.
So Nicole, for example, she just does everything on her laptop, or she does like a Zoom meeting with her professor.
Right.
So I mean, even that, I mean, part of the reason I feel like most people go to college is for the experience too. They're fresh out of the parents' house,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I mean, that's not even existent right now.
Nothing I'm aware of.
No. So,
I'm not college educated. Ryan's not.
but yeah,
Did you graduate?
High school.
Thank you. That's all. You got a diploma, right? Okay.
yeah, no, it's just why wasn't I told about that? You know,
There's a lot of things.
because I've met people who are younger than me even, and they're making $45 an hour before like prevailing wage.
in the trades.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, there's certain degrees that you get where you wouldn't even come close to making that kind of money, which is crazy. And it's considerably less amount of time of education or
Well,
certification that you
And
have
you're on
to
the
do.
job training.
Exactly.
You're making money
so again,
while you're learning.
making money while you're doing it.
Mhm.
So
Some of those crane operators, $60 an hour,
yeah, exactly. So
and they got paid to learn it.
yeah, I mean, if I would have known that, I don't.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows where I'd be right now?
Opportunity.
And that's why it's
See here, piece of nugget. Once again, I always say that the show's about giving people a piece of nugget. If we ever get more younger viewers or whatever, or just share that there's more opportunity
Well, I
than
mean,
just going to college. But
you're never too old to
Learn.
change careers or learn new things. I mean, my dad's retired now, in his 50s, but he could walk circles around people my age. I mean, he's just, if you're a hard worker, then you're a hard worker. That's all it really comes down to, or whether or not you want to put the work into it, because it pays off.
it can.
100%. Depending on what you do, you're definitely going to put some miles on your body.
Yeah.
I've definitely learned that in the last year. You know, just working retail, the worst thing I do is climb a ladder or
Mm-hmm.
be on my feet 10 hours,
Yeah,
11
yeah.
hours a day. Big whoop. Get some nice shoes. Don't whine
support.
about it. Yeah, exactly. And then I missed the carpets upstairs. That freaking concrete floor at Zoomies.
Hmm.
Jeez.
Are they around still? Zoomies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Are they, I don't think they're in the mall though.
Yeah, they are.
Are they?
Yeah. What's the coffee shop that's downstairs across from Champs?
Yes.
I can't. What's it called?
I'm not a coffee guy, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Anyway, it's down
But
there.
it's right next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that store's been there since like the 80s.
Huh.
It was the 17th store built in
Wow.
the United States, so it's old.
Yeah, but not as. You remember when the mall wasn't covered or it's all open?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll share more off the show. Anything else you want? Any advice you'd like to give? The school thing. Look for into the trades. If you don't want to do the college thing.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest takeaway from the topic of discussion would just be really weigh your options on what it is that you want to do with your life, and talk to people, get engaged.
Thank you.
Because it's one thing to just whip out your phone and just Google something. It's like, put the damn thing down and go drive somewhere and go talk to somebody. Because when you get that face-to-face with the person, not only are you going to get actual insight on what it is to do the job, or pointers,
there's more to
how
it.
you can get started, if you need to get certified or educated on anything, where you go from there. I mean, yes, you can find stuff on the internet, but like go out and talk.
There's more details.
To people.
You can get more details.
Yeah, if you've got a friend of a friend, if you've got somebody in the family who does it, or just anybody in general who does it themselves, talk to them about it. Because worst thing that could happen, okay, maybe that's not for me. Cool.
Exactly. You learn something.
On to the next thing. See what else you have for options.
But that option may bounce you over to here.
Right.
Over to here until you find that happens.
Yeah, and it's sad to say, but a lot of jobs are going away, and so there's just a lot of decision making that's going to come into it. So, me being almost 30 years old and having to take like a huge turn in my career was pretty devastating, because I kind of felt like I was starting from square one.
I can see that, but
a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's when I graduated, the recession was going on in 2010. So getting a full-time job anywhere fresh out of high school with no job experience, I mean, that was a nightmare. So with everything that's going on right now, just less options available, I mean, that's even harder. So you got to look at what is.
But sometimes you don't know.
No, not necessarily.
I'm being the old guy.
You're right.
And throwing stuff out, but try to weigh your options.
Sure.
But you can always change and learn from your situation. Ryan and I both are in that situation where we've had to change our careers and job opportunities and figure out what we're going to do when we grow up. Mm-hmm. I'm still not ready to grow up yet, so.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
I don't know why. Why would I?
But,
I thought this much fun.
Yeah.
Anything else? No. There you go. There you go. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add here either. Anything else, Ryan?
No.
Mr. Dr. King? It's a new tagline. Dr. King, page of Dr. King. Hey, this is Career Paths by Infonet. Please like, please subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Amazon, Google, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. Did I get on it all?
Did you say Apple?
I did. I think I did. Maybe I didn't.
No.
I hit Amazon.
Yeah.
I hit the 2 A's. Sorry, I missed it. So Apple too. Check us out. Please like, please share. I don't have my card in front of me, my little cheat sheet. I think that's about it. Check us out. Till next time. Thanks, Mr. King. Mr. Stack, enjoyed. Till next time. Talk to you later. Good night. Are we off yet? What's that?
Oh, I forgot to hit record.
Damn it!